Hey everyone, Sam and Chris from Wyvern Kodiak here. Before we get started, like and subscribe, check out some of the other videos and content that we have on our channels. Thanks a lot. Hey guys, Sam at Wyvern Kodiak, and I have with me a new drop from Kizer Knives. This is the Drop Bear Zero. Now this is pretty close to sold out, I think, just about everywhere. Kizer's website, Amazon, DLT, I think every place kind of has this sold out right now, but it went so fast, I'd be willing to bet you we're going to see more on another drop from Kizer because these things are wildly popular. So let's get into this thing because I am really excited and I've always been a pretty big fan of the Drop Bear. So why the Drop Bear Zero? Well, if you look, this doesn't really have any exposed hardware here. It has one little screw underneath the pocket clip back there, and then it has the mounting screw on the back of the pocket clip. But other than that, it doesn't have anything. It is just a clean knife. You don't even see any markings on the blade. The blade is sterile, and it is just absolutely fantastic. If you look down here, if I can actually get it, there we go. It is marked on the back of the back spacer there. It says Azo Drop Bear Zero M390 because that is the steel that this one comes in, is M390. There are some variations to it. There are 6 total varieties that this comes in. 4 that are the standard variations, and then they had 2 limited edition ones which were really nice, but there were only like 50 of each, and those were sold out in 10 minutes or something. And those ones had Damascus and they were a little more dolled up. So anyhow, let's take a look around on this thing. So we have aluminum scales which are like blasted, and they feel really nice, very clean and smooth. It has a bigger button than the standard Drop Bear, and I happen to have a Drop Bear, the original kind with the round button here. So you can see the difference in the buttons and how they have changed that. They also have a back spacer with a lanyard loop. The pocket clip is rear or tail mounted, and it is reversible. It is a bent style pocket clip. It feels very tight. It may loosen up over time. We'll test that out in a few minutes here. Thumb studs, got some jimping on the spine. And I said before, it is M390 steel. It has a beautiful belt satin blade on this. Very clean, very simplistic, minimalistic look to this knife. I really like this knife a lot. And it is just, I had a hard time picking which one I wanted because I really liked all of the varieties that they put out. So I just chose this one because I am a boring plain Jane type of guy. Alright, so specs on this knife. It is 7.23 inches overall. The blade on it is 3.1 inches and it weighs 3.48 ounces. We're going to do some size comparisons here real quick. We will do a Demko 8020.5. We will do a Demko Shark Cub, and you can see that it is about Shark Cub size. It is slightly bigger than the Shark Cub and not as big as the 8020.5. And then we will do the other cast of characters. Let's look at the Benchmade Bug Out, and we will do a Bostied Porcupine. And you can see that this is about porcupine size. Porcupine might actually have it by 1/8 of an inch or so. I can't see it as much on the camera as I can in person, but the porcupine is slightly bigger than the Drop Bear on this. So when we look at some of the other Drop Bears that I have here, so this one is a Drop Bear 2, and this is an AEBL. And you can see that this one is a little bit smaller. And then I have the LC200N crystallized tie version here with the crossbar lock, and they're about identical in size there. But there is one glaring difference, and that is the new one has a hollow grind. Oh yeah, a nice deep hollow grind. This thing is ultra slicey, and it is just stunning. I absolutely love this. It's been something that I have said a ton of times before. How come you don't make this in a hollow grind? Well, hallelujah, Kizer has listened, folks. So what else to talk about on this knife? It is designed by Azo. I'm sure you all know that. If anybody knows a simple factoid about the drop bear, it is incredibly popular, has fixed blade models, has all different locking mechanisms, and so on and so forth. So let's talk ergos here, right? Ergos, 4-finger in hand. I have double XL hands. For a smaller knife, this fits really comfortable in the hand. No pinch points, no hot spots. I do feel the pocket clip, but the pocket clip is not hurting me or bothering me in any way, shape, or form. I just feel the pocket clip. So it is there, but it is not a bother. I'm squeezing with all my might. You can see my knuckles turning white here, and just no pain whatsoever. No real choke up point here. You can't, I wouldn't trigger grip this thing. You can choke up a little bit right here and get your thumb way out, but this isn't exactly comfortable with this little hump right here, but it's doable if you're trying to torque up on getting a power cut or something like that. The jimping here is okay. It's not great. It's not super sharp the way I prefer my jimping. I really like jimping that is, going to take your skin off if you rub on this, and this is just not that kind of jimping. But it's functional jimping. It will work. It is all right. It is not bad. So that is the ergos on here. Action on this knife. Now this is where we shine. So the button, top liner button lock, right? It is, and I just have to get used to the timing. The knife is fine. It is a Sam problem, not a knife problem here, but it is absolutely, come on Sam, get with the picture. It is absolutely great. You can thumb flick, reverse flick. You can use the button. Sam can't use the button apparently. There we go. So it's just getting used to the action on this one. But this is a really nice fidgety knife. Great action on this. Very nice, and absolutely solid lockup with that top liner lock, so you can have a good detent on here and work with confidence knowing you've got a good strong lock. So let's go over this pocket clip here, because I have to do that. You know that, I know that, so let's get it out of the way here. All right, we've got our test pants, and we're going to test this out. We have, for those new to the channel, I have medium thickness jeans here. I'm going to take the knife, I'm going to put it in the pocket, so see how easy the pocket clip goes in the pocket, how well its retention is, how easy it slides out of the pocket, and any long-term damage or fraying it does to the edges and seams of the pocket. So here we go. A little bit of pressure over the top, it slides over nice, and we're in nice and deep carry. The knife disappears, and you just got it nice and deep in the pocket. Retention on it's outstanding, and it's not going anywhere. And then we pull it out, and this is a lot more pressure coming out, but it will come out. I would say it's got a decent pocket clip. It is a little bit tight. I wish that they put a little more spring into this, just a little bit of spring to this. And again, I've said it earlier, it may loosen up with some extended use, but as it is right now, it is pretty stiff in and out of the pocket. So passing grade, yes. Could it be better? Yes. All right, folks, so here comes the moment. Is there anything that I don't like about this knife? Well, there is really not a whole lot from a mechanical perspective comfort, ergonomics, and all that kind of stuff. This knife is really, really good. Okay, there is just one small issue here, and it's really not super small. It's kind of a big gripe of mine. I'm sure that some of you have already picked it up, and if you haven't, then you will see it in a second, and it is right here. The plunge grind, come on, focus. The plunge grind right there, the plunge goes almost straight to the edge. You got a couple sharpenings out of this before you start to sharpen into the plunge, and you get a smile. And I wish that they would have done this a little bit different here, because you could have had so much more out of this. It's just a small mistake like that, but it changes everything. That's the plunge grinder right there where that line hits. So it is right there on the line. And you know, is it a deal breaker? For many people, no. For a lot of people, yes. But I will point that out, that it is something to be aware of. If you're a person that uses the knife a lot, that you will be sharpening this knife frequently, then this could be an issue for you. If you are not, and you are a casual user that opens some tape from time to time and fidgets with a knife, this is probably not an issue for you at all, because this shouldn't come into play. And if you ever did need to get this edge back, you can probably just strop it up and it will be fine. You really don't need to, you know, get on the stones with this or anything and really take some material away. So that is the Drop Bear Zero. Let me know what you guys think. I really like this knife. I'm excited about this knife. I'm glad I was able to get my hands on one before they are all gone. But I do expect more in. So I would imagine that we will see some drops in the near future with this, because this thing, again, is just so wildly popular that they would be doing themselves a disservice if they did not drop more of these. So drop me a comment, let me know what you think, and then do me a favor and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed, and follow us on Instagram at Wyvern Kodiak, and join us Wednesday nights live in the Dragon's Lair. That's a YouTube live show. We hang out, we bring guests on, we talk knives, design, and all kinds of stuff, and we have a good time. Anyhow, I hope you all enjoyed this video. You all have a fantastic day.